All right, thank you everyone for checking out the Snoke Show. Today we have special guest Nameless. Nameless, how you doing?
Oh, another day in paradise, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad to have you on. I know we've been talking about it for a while now. We had Tech Ops on,
Yeah.
and we've been trying to get this scheduled for a while now. So excited for you to be a part of the Snoke Show, man.
Yeah, I'm
So
super excited to be here.
definitely. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Alpha Kingdom and your role in Alpha Kingdom and your role in Earth 2 in particular. However, before we get into that, I just want to announce that we have finally hit 100 subscribers today on the Snook Show.
Hey, let's go. Let's
Yes.
go.
So, in regards to that, whoever leaves a comment about the best part of this video in the comments down below, you'll be
Oh,
entered in a
no.
chance to win a 50 tile plot worth about, I think it's about $35 right now. So,
Ooh.
a 50 tile plot's up for grabs. If you want to have a chance at winning it, make sure you comment below. You do have to be a subscriber to my channel as well. So, make sure you comment down below. So, anyways,
Get active in the comments. Go, go, go.
all
How long
right.
does the giveaway run for? Do we got 60 seconds on the clock? Do we got 60 days on the clock? What are we doing here?
That's actually a good question. The giveaway will last until June 25th. So next Friday, I will actually be
7 days.
doing another video for the giveaway. So you got 7 days to comment on the video. Nightbot will not be picking the winner. I'll have a lucky
Oh.
name drawing coming up, and I'll do it live on a video so that it's not fake news. Sorry, Earth 2 fake news.
Bang.
So, Nameless, man, how have you been?
Been doing great. There's been so much going on in the community, and there's been a lot between the Earth 2 community. And it's funny, we've been calling it like the YouTube community. Like we don't have our own YouTubers like yourself and everything else, right?
Right.
But there's this YouTube community, and they cover these games that they don't think will be successful for any number of reasons. And they've added Earth 2 to that long list of games. And it's been there's been a lot of things that shouldn't have been said on both sides, a lot of toxicity coming from both sides. And anybody who knows Guidebook Gaming, Alpha Kingdom, myself, our whole thing really from the beginning of this all has been a premium brand and a premium experience for all of our viewers and members of our Alpha Kingdom community, Guidebook Gaming community. So what we've been trying to do is, we've shot some jabs and we've taken some jabs, but we haven't really been part of like some of the straight up hatred almost, some of the worst of the toxicity. And we've even tried to be leaders in bringing the two communities together, right? So recently, as of the
Agreed.
day of this recording, right, we just had somebody on who made a whole video about Earth 2 detailing why they don't think it'll be successful because of the developers. And we had a good chat. We don't have to agree with people who don't believe Earth 2 is going to be successful to sit down and have a good conversation with them about it. And in fact, I think it's healthy for the community to hear some opinions from the outside and say, well, here, look, these are the problems with Earth 2. Don't be, obsessed with the success of the project. Don't be blinded because you believe in it. Be willing to hear alternate information. So we're hoping to do it again. We're hoping to have more people on and just keep that discussion alive. And hopefully we can kind of, cut down some of the the negativity because it goes too far sometimes. I want to get away from that.
I agree 100%. I think the negativity is what could destroy this game, this community in general. And you can kind of already start seeing that happen. And I love how, like you said, Guidebook Gaming on the Twitch stream, you had someone on to talk about it. And I see that you're active even in those other Discords of the other YouTubers that are doing it. You're being active in their Discord voice chats, and you're actually just talking about it. And
Yeah,
how's
yeah.
that been?
It's been great. We haven't really had any, like, there hasn't been any screaming matches, hasn't been any, like, pure hatred, toxicity. Every now and then the conversation gets rough,
Right.
just because two people aren't trying to hear each other. Like, we had a conversation about the periodic bonus, the land income tax, or it's called LIT on the website. And, what does that equate to? Is it more like royalties? Is it more like interest? Is it more like dividends? And as we were going through the specifics of it, the conversation was getting out of control because, we thought we were providing some very clear information, and we had folks who were just like, nope, it's definitely this because I say so. And all of these things are this because I say so. And that's why Earth 2 is this because I say so, and not really being open to hearing the information.
Right.
So, it is what it is. Ultimately, the conversation was pretty peaceful. It got really tense for a little bit, and overall, everybody's been awesome. People have given Big Fry and his community a really hard time, but when I hop into VC with those folks, they're not bad. The text channels can get pretty rough. I'll definitely admit that. YouTube comment section is always cancer. People have been saying that for ages.
Yep.
But you hop into VC and they're just like anybody else. They're just regular people who want to sit down and have a conversation. So it's been a pretty positive experience overall.
Exactly. And when you go into the voice chats, you're not actually trying to change their mind and have them buy into Earth 2. You're just
No,
explaining the reason. You're just having a conversation why you believe in Earth 2 and why they disbelieve in Earth 2. So it's just a
right.
conversation. And that, man, I swear, conversations can solve a lot of problems if people actually just sit down and talk about it.
Yeah,
whether
man.
whether you agree or not, sit down and just talk.
That's it, man. That's the tech ops quote I've been saying for so long. Going back to December, one of the first things tech ops really taught me, and I'm so grateful to have met him and known him, and I couldn't ask for a better business partner.
Shout out to Tech Ops.
Is yeah, shout out tech ops, man. And you just got to talk to people. And this has been tough for some people to sit down and have that conversation because of the level of the negativity on both sides, totally both sides.
Definitely.
But being able to sit down and be willing to have that conversation, it's been productive to say the least. It's been very productive.
That's good at least. I'm glad that that's happening. I know over the last, especially like the last week, there's been a lot of back and forth between. I'm not going to say names, but there's been a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
And I know even Shane created a video today, which we won't discuss. You already discussed on your stream, and I'm sure everyone else already seen it. But real quick, just what are your thoughts? Like, do you think that Shane should have came out with that video?
No.
No. Okay.
No. And hot take for the Snoke show that we didn't really get to on the stream. So, breaking nameless opinion news, so to speak, right?
Woohoo!
Is it's boggling to me that he would have taken the time to address that when the real premium brand, professional, almost corporate approach would be to never address it, handle the internal problem internally, and not address something like that publicly, particularly not in the manner he did. But I'm not going to tell him how to live his life. We share our opinion, and he runs his
Right.
company how he likes, like anything else. Um, with consideration for the fact that people have been asking very legitimate questions. I've been at the forefront of that
That is
about
true.
things like phase two,
Yep.
right? So we get a whole video over this whole thing because apparently one of his junior developers lied about some things, and anybody can go see the video and kind of get down to the bottom of it and all of that for themselves. But it's boggling to me that we've been asking questions for details about phase two, about the tech tree specifically. What are hollow buildings, for example? What exactly is Essence? We know that it's, quote, the basis of everything,
Yep.
right? And we've got more info on Jules than we do on Essence at this time, for example. So that is almost confusing in a way, right? That he cares more about, some YouTubers and a leaked phone call and the background on that than he does about servicing the community and providing the community with information on something that's supposed to be out in the next like 12 days.
Right.
So
Yeah. There's
it's a
only
problem. It's a big problem to me.
now. Let me ask you because I know he actually did release an announcement on Discord on the Earth Two official Discord. He did say that Phase Two should be out, hopefully within the next month, if not July. Do you think that's sufficient for your question that you've originally asked and that you submitted,
No,
but last month?
no, because the website says resources.
Okay.
Right? The website says resources will be here in the first half of the year. So they say Essence is the basis of everything. We've got to take a series of assumptions to say, okay, well, if Essence is the basis of everything, then that means we'll convert Essence into resources, but we still have no idea what we're going to use resources for,
Right.
right? What is coal for? What is, fresh water for? What is wood for? Give us some specifics here. This is what the frustration around the tech tree comes from. And that's what I mean. Like the fact that we can stop everything and put out a terrain video because YouTubers are saying your project is a scam, and we can put out a video about a leaked VC. It tells me, and as much respect as I have for Shane and as much as I believe in the project, it tells me that Shane's pride is one of the biggest risks to Earth 2. He cares more about the things people outside of the community are saying than he does about servicing the community of dedicated players he has that have quite literally given him tens of millions of dollars. It's mind-boggling to me. And again, I love the project. I believe in Earth 2. I think we're going to get to where we want to go.
Right.
But from the management aspect and how they're managing the brand in particular, this is a big problem, and it's a growing problem in my opinion.
I do agree with you on that. As you said, it's his pride that's the biggest factor to Earth 2. In the video that he released, he did say, I was like, it's just not a scam. I mean, he was a little bit aggravated by having to keep saying that almost.
Yeah.
And so I can definitely see your point on that. So thank you for sharing that. I know we have other things to talk about, but we just want to touch base on that. And thank you for sharing your first thoughts on the Snoke Show.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to actually dive into Alpha Kingdom and Guidebook Gaming. So we're going to talk about them both, but let's first talk about Guidebook Gaming. So,
Hey.
so
Shout out GG.
Yes, indeed. How did you originally start with Guidebook Gaming?
So it started off as GG, right? Like, I'm a StarCraft player.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was going to start a company around gaming, I always wanted it to be something related to StarCraft somehow, some way, because it's just my absolute favorite game. I follow the StarCraft professional scene and stuff like that. So, StarCraft and so many other games, right? You say GG, good game. And I had initially wanted to do like a variety stream where I did tons of playthroughs of some of my old favorite classic games and stuff like that. And being so busy in Earth 1, it just never really happened. Right. And for anybody who's not from Earth 2, we call the world we live in Earth 1 because we talk about Earth 2 so much. Right. So being so busy in Earth 1, it just never happened. And then WoW Classic came out, and that was the first time we ever streamed. Nobody watched. Nobody cared about our stupid WoW Classic stream because there was Asmongold, there was Tips Out, there was Esfond. There's so many streamers in that space. I can't even name them all. Shout out to all of them. That we were getting like 2 viewers, 3 viewers. We were picking up viewers as we were running dungeons because people like had a good time running with us, and then they were hanging out and coming back. And I don't think we ever even held more than like 10 concurrent viewers. And then Earth 2 came out, and we decided to stream. It was all about just teaching people about the game because people seemed so confused.
Right.
And all we wanted to do was stream and give people the education while we were building Alpha Kingdom. And, I already had Guidebook Gaming, so I figured why not use this? I love the name. I love the brand. I don't want to let it go. And, here we are 6 months later. It's been amazing. We hit affiliate like you got to stream, I think 3 days to hit affiliate. We hit affiliate on like day 4, if not 5. It was in the first week. Yeah. So we had a great start. We hit the ground running with Earth 2, and we just kept going. We got to January. We promised to stream every single day, all of 2021, and do those land class giveaways every single day, land class 1. And it's been a blast.
You said that you were streaming every day for a year. You've already been streaming for over 6 months now, every single day, even while being sick, like downright sick, where you had to lower your voice and talk really slow and not really raise up your voice.
Hey everybody, this is DJ Nameless coming at you with the flu.
Exactly.
COVID.
So, I mean, like, do you have vacations at all? Like, how do you manage that?
That's a really good question. We're going to be taking vacation in the middle of July. I have no idea what that's going to mean for the stream. What I'll probably do is try to find a way to go live from mobile.
Oh, there you go.
I might do something like that. The alternative is to, pack up the whole desktop webcam microphone setup, take it to a hotel room and try to, right, like spend the whole first day we're there getting the stream set up when we're supposed to be on vacation and doing all this other stuff. I don't know. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a challenge.
You can always have a guest host. Wink, wink.
Yeah, we could do a guest host, but then there's a lot of OBS stuff to set up. There's a lot of technical stuff to set up, and it's challenging because there's not a lot of daily streamers that hit the content from the angle that we hit it from.
Right.
And being the host is, hey, I love Tech Ops. Everybody knows how much I love Tech Ops. He's
He's
so,
awesome.
yeah, he's the best. He really is. He's so focused on the animations that mostly, I spend a lot of the time on our agenda. I track all the giveaways. I manage all the giveaways. Managing the actual stream. I wouldn't want to. It's not that I can't count on Tech Ops. I know 100% that I can. It's
Right.
that I don't know if I want to put that burden on him.
Right.
To go from, here I am as this person who's on the VC side of the stream to now I have all these buttons to press and all these things to do and I got to watch the clock and I have to do all that. I don't want him to feel overwhelmed by it. So, we'll find a way to pull it off. I'm just not 100% sure how we're going to go about it, but we'll figure it out. Like I said, I might just go live on mobile and do the same giveaways every 20 minutes and like ask somebody. You can log into Nightbot from, I got a laptop. I can't
Right.
stream from that laptop. It's not good enough, but I could pop open Nightbot and we have options. We'll figure it out.
Exactly. There you go. Well, I'm glad to keep on seeing it every day. I know that there's been some days where you even said like you're about to come out of like not have content to go over, and then something big happened. You just keep going right
Yeah,
through. So
it's tough right now until we get some phase 2 stuff to click. There's not a ton to talk about, but we find a way.
yeah, and I love watching. And I'll make sure to drop a link into the channel as well for Guidebook Gaming Discord. Now,
Oh, thanks. Alpha Kingdom.
yes, Alpha King Discord,
Yeah.
Guidebook Gaming Twitch.
Yeah.
So I know you said that you planned on doing this for a year. What happens after the year? Do you still plan on doing it for every day, or are you going to extend it, or are you just going to
Yeah.
maybe take a break for a couple months?
Oh, no break.
No break.
No
Okay,
break.
I like hearing that.
In terms of days off, 100%. Tech Ops and I both, we deserve some time off. We deserve to
Yes,
be
you
able to
do.
spend times with our family. You know, uh, we kind of have a no cap promise on this whole year, right? But next year, if we want to take a vacation and we want to say we're not streaming this week, that needs to be okay,
Right.
right? But because we already made the promise, I got to live. I feel like we have to live by it. I don't want anyone, and I don't think our community would, but I don't want anyone to say, oh, they said they were going to stream every day for a year. Nameless took a week vacation. Oh, how many giveaways is that? You know what I mean? Like there's like weird ways people can try to twist it and turn it. And I don't even like to give people an opportunity to do that. So we will, wiggle in at least 2 days off a week,
Right.
probably at the beginning of January. We'll start to figure it out at the end of the year.
Nice. And you know what amazes me, even like as you said, like you had this whole year promise, and when Twitch was down, you went on live on Facebook, which was
Yeah,
a total disaster, but it
it
still
was.
worked. You still made it happen. You and Tech Ops both did, and not it's a lot harder on Facebook to do a live event like that.
Yep.
Hopefully that never has to happen again.
Do
Twitch,
not
make sure,
recommend.
right?
Zuckerface knows nothing about streaming.
Exactly.
Nothing.
So,
Terrible.
but that just shows your commitment to Guidebook Gaming, which is awesome, and it really is. And for people to be a part of the Alpha Kingdom and to watch your streams every day, it's amazing that you are able to do stuff like that and to on the fly, just like, all right, we're going on Facebook, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So now I know with Guidebook Gaming that's your Twitch, and that's how you started it. Real quick question: how long before Earth 2 happened? How long have you owned Guidebook Gaming?
So Tech Ops and I incorporated Guidebook Gaming together.
Okay.
Guidebook Gaming has existed in my mind since like 2017, 18. And I think the first time we streamed was WoW Classic. I believe that was 2019.
Oh wow. Do you
Yeah.
by chance have any clips of that?
Oh gosh, there's some terrible stuff back there. So I was funny story. I did switch to vaping, as everybody. I'm like a chain vapor because I was a chain smoker. I used to smoke black and mild cigars,
Yep.
and they're very harsh on you. They're very heavy. I still have like a chronic cough from it, even though I quit like a year and a half ago. Wow, it's been a year and a half.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. It's been tough.
Yeah.
Um, but like I did, just totally out of touch with my audience. So for example, when Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, I did like Nameless reacts to the Pokemon Sword and Shield trailer, and I'm like puffing on a cigar and like this game that's rated E for everyone, and I'm like oh no way, that looks so cool, wow, it was just, and I'm doing the wow stream and I'm puffing on cigars and you can hear me like flicking my lighter and coughing up a lung. And yeah, it was. I
We
didn't
got
have like my mic stand. I had my mic on the base that it comes with in the box on like an empty
oh yeah.
jar of Tostito salsa, so I could prop it up. I'd like knock my mic over all the time. It would fall, knock over the cup of water next to it. It wasn't professional, So you learn as
Right.
you go, and you enhance what you're doing as you go as well.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, you learn by making mistakes, and that's how you grow.
True,
But
true.
I do have to say, you have to show at least a clip of one of those episodes on Guidebook Gaming Stream one night.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll show the reacts to that. There's some old World of Warcraft ones. There's some old, yeah. If you go to the Twitch channel, there's a couple very very old clips.
That is awesome. Definitely, we'll have to check that out. So now I want to talk about Alpha Kingdom a little bit. Let's switch it over to Alpha Kingdom within Earth 2.
Hey,
So
shout out Alpha Kingdom.
yes, indeed. So I know you didn't create Alpha Kingdom. You joined Alpha Kingdom, correct?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I was the second king. So the obviously the creator was the first king. I was the first person added to the king role after that.
when you joined Alpha Kingdom, you automatically joined as a king.
Yeah, it was like less than an hour. The original creator of Alpha Kingdom, we started talking strategy, my approach, all those things, and he was pretty impressed with the idea. We kind of vibed really quickly, and he was like, "Okay, great, help me run this thing," and the rest is history.
That's awesome to hear. Now I gotta ask: is Alpha Kingdom the first guild of Alpha King or of Earth 2?
So that's a really good question. Yes, but there's a lot of history behind it. So Alpha Kingdom is the first guild. But if you look at the history of things, you got to look at Dorkslayer and SHP, because all three of us went public as guilds within 3 days. It was like 72 hours,
Oh wow, okay.
right? Probably less than three. It's probably around like, 40, 50, 60 sort of hours. So Alpha Kingdom's Discord was created and we started promoting, growing, recruiting instantly. Dorkslayer had a Facebook group days prior, but it wasn't intended to be a guild. It wasn't intended to be a growing group. I don't know if they kind of took that idea from us in SHP, or if they had figured it out and wanted to plan a more public release or go live or something like that. But we did beat them in that race to go public. So while they were planning, organizing, or maybe ultimately deciding that they did want to expand and recruit it into a guild, it started as just like a Facebook group of a couple friends, so that they didn't have to sit in DMs all day. So there was that, and then the Alpha Kingdom Discord. Then the SHP Discord was created, I think, the 2 days later, the very next day,
Mhm.
and then Dorkslayer was all in there as well. It all, like, when you go back and you think about it, it all happened like the snap of a fingers. I don't think it
Right.
matters who was first, because we were all there, like I said, in like a couple days. And there's really no other community that's grown to quite the size that the three of those communities have since December.
So let me ask you this. So technically, we could say it's the first. Is it the biggest?
That also really depends. So for anyone to really say that they're the biggest of this or they're the biggest of that, it would be a little disingenuous,
Okay.
right? So it's fair to say that the biggest is either Dorkslayer or Alpha Kingdom. But Dorkslayer has a Facebook group with like 2,500 plus members at this point. Alpha Kingdom has 1,600 members in the Discord, 1,000 members on the Facebook. Dorkslayer's got a couple hundred people in their Discord. There's a lot of duplication.
Right.
SHP has like 1,500 members in their Discord. I don't know the size of their Facebook group, but there's so much duplication.
Yeah.
I'm in the Dorkslayer Discord. I'm in the Dorkslayer Facebook.
Right.
British guy is in the Alpha Kingdom Discord. He's in the Alpha Kingdom Facebook. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. I actually just went at it was like a week or so ago with Stronghammer. So you got Nameless and Stronghammer. So one of the leaders from Alpha Kingdom, one of the leaders from SHP, and we're hashing out this whole who was first, who's the biggest in the Dorkslayer Facebook group, right? So there's so much duplication. We won't really know who's the biggest until or unless Earth 2 has an in-game guild system and you can only be a part of one.
That would be pretty awesome if they did do something like that. But then
Yeah.
again, I mean, I love the Alpha Kingdom community and I love everything about it. So, and I love being able to chat on Discord. But if it's in game and you only join one, you would join the one that you would say that you belong to, and you could still, as you said, join the other Discords, join the other
Yeah.
Facebook groups, whichever you need to do. So,
Whatever ways we can, and it's not to slight any of the other communities, it's simply that the giveaways were intended to be for Alpha Kingdom members only. So you got to like join the Alpha Kingdom Discord to redeem your giveaway. If Earth 2 has an in-game guild system and it's limitless, like in World of Warcraft, I think you can only have like 1,000 members in your guild, right? So that's a
right.
risk.
True.
In Earth 2, if you can have a community that's 5,000, 10,000, whatever, how many, our giveaways would be exclusive to Alpha Kingdom in whatever way we can make them exclusive in the future.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before you actually joined Alpha Kingdom, I know we've discussed on the My Name is Human podcast, and also you've discussed before with Odyssey as well, how you joined Alpha Kingdom. Now,
Yeah.
while you were first joining Alpha Kingdom, did you even think of a guild? Like, what was your mindset of that? Like, did you think that you should join a guild? Did you think that guilds are a thing? What was your thoughts?
I'm a solo gamer.
Okay.
I'm a solo gamer, but I do love to help people, and I don't like to see anybody struggle. And when we had the initial conversation about Alpha Kingdom, it was, the alpha stage, right? So it's not alpha like alpha dog or like alpha male, or it's not like that. It's we consider phase 1 the alpha, phase 2 the beta, and phase 3 the actual game. So when we created that, the idea was we're here in the alpha stage of the game. How do we educate people? How do we inform people? How do we do that? And, I almost begrudgingly took the king role, and things have really changed ever since then. But initially, it was just about being part of a growing community where we could educate people, because some of the official communities were and can still be just a little bit rough for, decent conversation. I'm trying to find a nice way to say it.
Right.
It can be really challenging to have a productive conversation, and that's where some of the individual communities rose up. And I don't like to take too much pride in things, but I do feel like we can be proud of the Alpha Kingdom community, because one thing we have been since December is drama free within our community, right? We've never had like a dumpster fire in our gen chat. We've had issues like everybody else, has been problems, but we call Alpha Kingdom the best community because we genuinely believe our community has the best people in Earth 2.
Go Alpha Kingdom.
Hey.
So, real quick, I know you actually have a trailer for Alpha Kingdom on YouTube,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna actually play
Shout out OJM. OJM made that trailer.
Oh, shout out Oliver Jones Music. Yes, indeed. There's a few people that's on it that we'll give shout outs afterwards as well. And Nameless, if I miss any, make sure you call them out as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and play that video now.
Guide, book, game.
Tech Ops is like a father figure to me, okay? King Nameless, literally the king of E2.
Tell your neighbors, tell your kids, run outside, tell strangers walking down the street to get in here. No! Oh my god. Alright, listen, no, you know what? Just never mind, Tech Ops.
I want to thank Alpha Kingdom.
So as you go into the next phase of this, GLHF.
We are in this together. We are the foundations of a kingdom that will never fall, a family. We come from different countries, different homes, different walks of life, but we unite to make Earth 2 great. So welcome to Alpha Kingdom.
All right, so that was a great video. I love just the story on it, and shout out to everyone that was in it. I saw Oliver Jones Music. I saw Willie. I heard Willie. Who else was on there?
Violet Adizay's in there. Meta's in there.
Yes.
Jonah Gabriel's in there. Of course, Tech Ops is in there.
Right.
There's so many. I mean, off the top of my head, even I'm probably not 100% sure. I'm like 99% sure Randy's in there. There's so many amazing content creators who, allowed us to use their likeness because they're members of Alpha Kingdom or they love Alpha Kingdom, part of Alpha Kingdom, like what we represent. So just shout out to everyone who supported the vision and what we've been doing all this time.
Yes, indeed. Now, so watching that video, what is your goal? What is your hopes for Alpha Kingdom? Let's say 5 years from now, what do you hope for Alpha Kingdom to become?
Number one. No matter how you slice it and dice it, we want to be number one. So whether that's the most members, the most tiles, the most money, the best people, which I think we already have, best community, which I think we already have, most active, which I think we're pulling ahead or neck and neck with Dorkslayer at this point. I think we might even be more active than them at this point. It really depends on the day or what the event is, honestly, because they can be really active as well.
Right.
Most events, best events, biggest events, most exclusive experiences. So like we talked about before, if and when we can limit things to like guild specific stuff, we'll do tons of public facing things, but we'll also do tons of exclusive Alpha Kingdom things. We want being a member of Alpha Kingdom to be an exclusive, rewarding experience, and we want to just continue driving that all the way through. The most exclusive capital, which we think we already have. Central is beautiful. I think it's one of, if not the only city in the game with a magnificent river just flowing through the town square.
Right.
The town square at Central is massive. It's like 10,000 tiles. And that's just the center that I can build on, that I own, to provide the people with the best experience they can think of, just however you can think of it. And if that changes over time, we'll continue to adapt and keep competing and looking to be the most exclusive, the most premium, the most exciting and fun experience in the game.
That is awesome. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in the middle of that central of Central, you still do not own yet. Is that correct?
Sorry, I got a little water down the wrong tube there. Hot take.
No worries.
Nameless doesn't know how to drink water. Yes, that's true. I don't own. There's a plot of tiles in the town square area that I don't own, and I missed owning them by like 9 hours.
Oh wow.
Something like that. It was only a couple hours. It wasn't even a day. I was waiting, and I was waiting to receive some funds. I was going to drop them in. Somebody had posted them for $100, which at the time I think was about 4 times the market value.
Okay.
Sorry. And I was like, heck it, I'll buy them. It solidifies the vision that we're
Right.
trying to do. I think maybe they took it off or they might have raised the price, but the tiles ultimately sold for $400.
Oh wow.
Yeah, to someone with a Korean flag, and they're no longer for sale. So,
You
time will
had
tell.
no idea who that is?
No idea. We've joked from the beginning, like when the first person bought the tiles before I got there, and the river was so beautiful and the town was so beautiful, I wasn't going to let it stop me. We've just been joking like, hey, buddy, welcome to Alpha Kingdom. You hit the jackpot and you have no idea.
That'd be awesome if it's somebody that's already in Alpha Kingdom and they're just not letting you know that they own it. But
oh, that would be awkward. It would be,
right?
It would be weird. It would be awesome, but it would be a little weird. As long as we don't have any in-game Phase 3 drama with whoever that is.
Right.
And as long as it's one of our things we always say is it's a free Earth 2, right? So as long as whoever owns this tiles doesn't violate TOS, there's really nothing we can do or say about it. And we wouldn't really want to,
Exactly. So, I got a 2-part question. So First part is what do you like most about Alpha Kingdom?
The community. The people are so much better than I could have ever imagined. It's wild. I've met people who inspire me. I've met people who make me better. I met people who hold me
Shout out Tech
accountable.
Ops.
Shout out Tech Ops, yeah. Well, I mean, oh gosh, if we're doing shout outs, it's shout out Tech Ops, shout out Outsanity, Smooches, Catastrophic, Amusity, OJM,
Look at all these shout outs going out
Randy
right now.
Chavez,
Yes.
Parsival, right? Wool.
Definitely.
Chachito's been a great guy. He can be off the rails. And same for Frazier. Shout out Frazier.
Yep.
Shout out Jonah Gabriel, who hasn't been super duper active, but shout out to him. Shout out TCF. The merger with the Alpha Kingdom Facebook group has been amazing for the community. Not part of Alpha Kingdom anymore, but shout out to the former queen, Kat.
Yes.
There's no problem holding people accountable, sharing our opinion. Shout out Brawl Dash for being an amazing member of the community. I mean, honestly, there's so many people I'm missing.
Right.
It's because the list goes on and on and on and on.
Shout out to Alpha Kingdom
podcast. Yeah. Shout out Bull Combo. Shout out Meta. I could do this for the whole rest of the show. Just shouting out all of the people who have, even if they don't, represent Alpha Kingdom in that way, like My Name is Human podcast has always been so amazing about remaining guild neutral. It doesn't change the fact that people like Hazy do not hesitate to share their opinion on things when they disagree. And if they think we've taken the wrong approach to something and they want to help us course correct, or they have an opinion on something, and, Odyssey, for example, look, this is never going to stop. Shout out you, Snoke.
Yeah, right. Yes, thank you.
This is never going to end. There's so many amazing people in this community. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to say that we lead this community. The community really leads itself, but to hold a Discord role, it's an honor and a privilege for these people to be part of this community with us and enjoy the ride with us,
I have to agree with you 100%. I mean, honestly, when I first joined Earth 2, it was just like, all right, I'll try it out and, buy and sell and here and there. And then that's, I joined Alpha Kingdom on the Facebook, and then I came over on the Discord. And I was just like, wow, this community is amazing.
Lit, man. We keep it lit.
Ever since I joined, I mean, 6 months, it's just been amazing. And I agree with you on that. And so shout out to everybody in the Alpha Kingdom. You guys rock. So the second part to that question, I know we did a good part of it, but what is one thing that you, maybe like the worst thing that you don't like about Alpha Kingdom? If there is anything.
What? That I don't like about Alpha Kingdom?
Yep.
All of those people have left voluntarily.
Ah, okay.
That's it. It's one of those things. Like I said, it goes back to that public drama. We've kept all of our drama behind the scenes. We've managed it like a premium brand.
Yep.
And, the people that weren't right, for not to sound like a overly corporate answer, but the people who did not belong in Alpha Kingdom found the exit all on their own.
Sure. I agree on them.
For that reason, there's nothing I dislike about. I mean, I'm really genuinely trying to think, like, what is there, if anything? It wouldn't even so much be about Alpha Kingdom. It would be about being a community leader.
Right.
And with that comes the visibility and the pressure and the site. So like when we did the When Phase 2 thing.
Yep.
Right. We thought we were asking a fair, balanced question. We put it to a vote in the Alpha Kingdom, and the vote was a landslide. And then we said, okay, the community wants this. We checked. We're going to go stand forward. And the first thing we got was, you don't speak for everyone.
Right.
It's like, I'm not here to speak for everyone. I'm here to speak for Alpha Kingdom.
Yep.
It's how it is.
That's awesome. I agree with you. I think there's so many positives about Alpha Kingdom that I can't think of anything that I don't like about it. Actually, there is one thing. I don't like that you took away the Wolves of Vacay role. There we go.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's no PvP.
Right.
Yeah. And when PvP comes back, we'll probably revisit some of those things. We did a whole overhaul of our roles because we had like 10 different roles, like 9 of them were vanity roles. They needed to go so we could do things to reward people more, right? Like when you're a subscriber of Guidebook Gaming on Twitch, now that we've gotten rid of some of these vanity roles, we have the new role, the GG Royal Court, and that's right up under the mod role.
Shout out to everyone in the Royal Court.
Yeah, shout out to the whole Royal Court, everyone for supporting the team, the stream, and the dream. We love it, and we thank you, and wouldn't be here without you. And it's recognizing, I got the idea from another server. There's a StarCraft streamer I watch, and, I'm subscribed, tier 3, and I go over there, and when I start chatting in the Gen Chat, I see my name up at the top.
Nice.
I'm a server booster in the official Earth 2 Discord, so I see my name up at the top, and, it's cool, to be recognized for your support. So we wanted to show people that same recognition and appreciation for all the support they've given us.
I agree. And so going back to the video and, well, Alpha Kingdom in general, because you always say this, that we are all royalty. Can you give a little bit more, like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So it starts with the king role, right? When Alpha Kingdom was first created, the original creator, they had like king, queen, and then it was like peasant. And I was like, no.
Oh, they actually had peasant listed as one of the roles?
It was less than an hour, right?
Oh, okay.
So you'll see people from SHP, they love to bring it up and go, oh, well, you guys had everybody called peasants when you were in your Discord. Honestly, that lasted for as long as when the role was made to when I first laid eyes on it, and we started chatting immediately. And that's where the we are all royalty thing came from, which was, I said, just because we have this role of king or queen, that was always intended to be ironic. The idea when we created the king role was we want to be the kings and queens in Earth 2 that Earth 1 deserved. Right?
Gotcha,
So
okay.
instead of the king's men riding into town and collecting taxes,
right,
in Earth 2, the king himself rides into town and gives out free land.
Right.
So we always intended to kind of turn that idea on its head from the very beginning. And when we had that peasant role, we started having the conversation. It was like, no, listen, we have this role of king, but the idea is everyone in this community should be treated like royalty. Everyone in the community should feel like royalty. And that's when we came up with the we are all royalty thing. And we changed the base role from peasant to royalty. And that was, like I said, it was less than an hour. We had realized that was not the way we wanted it to be. And we changed it almost immediately.
That's awesome. And again, shout out to Alpha Kingdom because it is one of the best guilds in Earth 2. And I'm excited for the best, exactly. I'm excited for what's to come in Earth 2. So I do have one last question for you. It's actually the would you rather, okay?
Oh, okay.
So, actually, before we get into Would You Rather, I want to ask you about something that I've been working on is possibly creating an Earth 2 summit. Now, I know a lot of people that's in a couple different cities in the U.S., and I know I created the forum, and I have cities located all around the world. What are your thoughts about actually having an Earth 2 summit, and what would you like to see at an Earth 2 summit?
I think people are going to realize I'm fatter in person.
Right? Same.
That's what's going to happen at Earth 2 summit. I think it's amazing. I think it would be so wonderful, when Shane is called Earth 2, the escape we needed during COVID last year.
Agreed.
To be able to come out of COVID and get everybody meeting in person for something like Earth 2, it's just going to be wonderful. I don't want to get too excited on who's going to show up and who's not, but it would be
already
amazing.
Working on that.
Yeah. I'd love to see like panel discussions. I'd love to see if, crazy dream, right? Can we get any of the devs there? Can we do anything like that? Are we going to party, right? Are we going to have a good time? Or are we all going to hang out at the casino together? Are we all going to hit the clubs together? Are we just going to, is there so much going on in Earth 2 this time next year that we have like a whole convention worth of stuff? It's not like a small summit. It's this wild ride. No idea. I'm super excited about it. And I love that you guys, shout out to you guys for coming up with the concept, because I think it's amazing. And I think this is really the appropriate time. And you guys are planning it a heckin' year in advance, which I think is also brilliant.
And see, kind of a little bit of the vision. I would love to have like a conference, a whole conference set up where you have booths and you have like of all the different guilds. You have setups of maybe like resources, classes on building, whatever it may be. And I mean, it'd be awesome if it could be like even a 2 or 3 day project or something. So more to come on it. But if you want to, I do have a forum created in the link below in the description. If you can fill it out, like I said, more to come on that. Right now, I think I have like 60 people that it's already taken it. Looks like,
go.
Right, 60 people. That's enough for a party, man. July of 2022 in Las Vegas is looking to be where it will be at right now. However, more people take it, it could change. So make sure you please take a look at that forum and make sure you do it. So now we're going to
quick shout out, because you guys know how I am about information and protecting personal private information. The questionnaire is set up in such a way that I love, because questions that some people might not want to answer are optional. So
Exactly.
Just because you see questions you might not want to answer, it doesn't mean you shouldn't take the survey. You can just skip those questions. So yeah.
And there's no personal proprietary information. It's just yes or no questions, and that's it.
Right.
And thank you, Nameless, for helping me with that, because I know you helped with the forum a little bit as well, and giving guidance on it, and I thank you for that as well.
We try, man. Feedback is like a never-ending circle, right?
Agreed.
So like we get feedback every day. We like to give feedback, so everything is always better all the time. That's the dream.
Working in Earth One in a corporate
Yep.
setting, you understand feedback.
Yep.
So now we're going to go to our would you rather question. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. It's going to give you 2 options, and you have to explain why you choose that option. So,
all right, this is scary.
So
I don't know.
It's not that bad, but would you rather be fluent in all languages or be a master of every musical instrument?
Musical instrument.
Why?
Because I love music. Even as we're sitting here setting up the show, right? When I'm bored and there's nothing to do, say, or think about, I'm sitting here singing Oliver Jones music.
Yeah, right. Shout out Oliver Jones again.
I'm sitting here rapping Jay-Z lyrics.
Yep.
Singing John Legend, Alicia Keys. I was raised in an environment where we just loved music so much. And even in my family, right? I was raised by a single mom who raised 3 kids all on her own, just straight hustling, all day, every day. It's not easy. And I was a pretty bad kid, man. I gave my mom, she put in work trying to raise me and trying to keep me in line. And all the trouble I'd ever gotten into, one of the things it was only ever 2 things I was never grounded from. I was never grounded from music, and I was never grounded from books. So unfortunately for my mom, you can't punish me, because I was always so grounded that all I ever had was my music and my books. Right. So they became my peace. They became my, I don't know, like,
escape.
What do you want to say? Escape. Yeah, that's a good word for it. So as long as I have music or something to read, I am as happy as can be. So as much as I would love so very much to speak every language or in the world and be able to communicate with so many people,
yes.
Like Korea, for example, then I could go to South Korea and I could talk to people about StarCraft and go to the GSL, and it would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah, musical instruments, 100%. No question.
I'm the 100% the same way, because prior to me moving up to where I'm at now in the Pacific Northwest, back in my home state in Arizona, I used to actually be a DJ, and that's what I did. I DJ'd. I love music. I love listening to new music. I listen to old music, all genres of music. And there was one DJ specifically. His name was DJ Kuhn. He was a European DJ, and he did like hardstyle type stuff. Yeah.
I don't know about that name, buddy.
Yeah, I Coone is his name, and
unless that's his actual last name. What is that? How does that meme go? It's a no from me, dog. You know what I mean?
Right. Let me make sure.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so Coone is his name, but there's one specific song that he created, and it's called "Music as a Universal Language." And when I listened to that, the first time I listened to it, I was like, okay. And it's a hard sell song, but you know how it has a drop and has the words playing through it, and the actual flow of the song was just so beautiful, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love this, and it's so true because no matter where you go, you can play music, and you know that depending on the tempo of the music, you can tell if it's a sad song, you can tell if it's a happy song, a dancing song, or whatever.
Yeah.
And music is our universal language, and I strongly believe in that. So I'm glad you you chose music as well, because that would be awesome to be able to jam out.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's show. Nameless, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. And make sure at home you hit that like button, you hit subscribe, you turn the notifications on. Again, if you want to be entered into the 50 tile giveaway, make sure you go ahead and comment below the best part of this video, what you thought the best part was. And until next time, snoke out.
Hey, peace out.